our Local Heroes series, where we've been fortunate to visit with a number of people throughout our community who are doing things that benefit so many of us in many, many different ways, especially during this pandemic that has really disrupted a lot of our lives. So today, we're fortunate to have Shanti Meyer, who's with Stride Community Health Systems, joining us. She's the medical director for Stride. And we want to welcome you, Shanti.
Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. It felt like a very easy decision and one that we didn't even have to think about. So we very quickly in March recognized that we as a leader in the community health center field and just healthcare in general in Colorado really wanted to step up and be able to meet the needs of our communities. And that really absolutely included testing. So we very quickly in the middle of March created a drive-through system, and one of our locations was up and running and continues to run today at our 29th and Wadsworth location. So, and then in April, we added on a serology antibody testing, IgG, in addition to our swab tests to determine whether somebody has the active COVID symptoms and virus. In addition to that, we've also opened a special pod at our Wheat Ridge site for people who are identified as COVID positive so that they don't need to go into the hospital unless they really need to. So it allows us to still be able to meet the needs of our COVID positive patients who really need that in-person assessment but aren't quite needing to go to the hospital yet. In addition, we also very, very quickly shifted our focus.
Our Local Heroes series. Today we get to visit with Lisa Smith, who is an Arvada resident and somebody who, like some of the other folks we've talked to, has gone above and beyond the call of duty to try to help her neighbors and her community. And so I'm going to turn it to Lisa right now, and she can tell us, since March, she and her partner, Eli, have participated in a venture that has helped out our community.
Other people to kind of step up and contribute. So what we've been working on recently is a hand sanitizer initiative. It's in our backyard. It's a very small, workshop that we just started acquiring all the goods we needed to make hand sanitizer. So what we had basically done was realize that there was a need for PPE and sanitizer. And while we were working on figuring out PPE, we thought, we could work on sanitizer. My partner Eli, as you'd mentioned, had kind of started researching with the WHO on how to make sanitizer. And once we got that information, we just started crowdsourcing. Hey, where can we get glycerin? Where can we get Everclear? And through a series of network connections, we were able to put it all together. And to date, we have about 2,000 bottles distributed to Jefferson County and Arvada.
We are joined by Grant Kale as part of our Local Heroes series. Grant is through his freshman year at the Colorado School of Mines, and he has been working on a project that could help people all around the world.
And so how I got into it actually was with the COVID pandemic coming through the United States and through Italy and China. There's all these news reports about how these countries are running out of ventilators and having to come up with these really creative solutions and how to have 2 people on a single ventilator, or just shortages in them across the world. And so the maker community in the United States kind of came together, and everyone was trying to make these low-cost ventilators. And so since I came home due to COVID, they closed down our school. I came back and I can't stay still for long. So I got together with some old friends from robotics teams and UT Austin and A&M. We kind of developed our own little ventilator here.
Firefighters and so many people on the front lines, we call you heroes because you are. You put yourselves out there in harm's way. And whether it's fighting a fire that could turn on you in a second, or fighting a virus that and helping people contend with it that might then infect you, you all do put yourselves in harm's way. So how would you say the other firefighters have responded to this sort of dual responsibility of dealing with the virus and people getting sick, but also, maintaining, doing your day job, which is, fighting fires, dealing with emergencies, dealing with those kinds of things. How have the other folks been doing?
Well, first I'd like to say thank you for your support. That means a lot. West Metro Fire really encourages the concept of resiliency. Now, what I mean is, in the military, you might serve 4 years, 6 years, and see a lot in 6 years. Firefighters and police see a little bit over a really long period of time because your career is 25 or 30 years. So being resilient means being able to bounce back day after day and be able to come to work in good spirits, having taken care of yourself first, so that way you can take care of the people that you elected to